Welcome to the Childish Grown-Up Show, where we treat each episode like your movie theater experience. We catch up with one another, play some games, talk previews, and before you know it, it's time for the feature presentation. So sit tight and enjoy this ride of nostalgia on the Childish Grown-Up Show.
Welcome back to your favorite podcast, your favorite YouTube channel, your favorite show, where you get a rush of nostalgia and you get the movie lover conversation that we have, as well as TV. I am Maurice Hunt III. I am not alone. I'm here with Ash Bash and Mia B. Beezy in the building. Ladies, how y'all feeling?
I'm pretty
good. Good. All right. This is, like y'all know we do it sometimes. I know people be forgetting, like, there's no episode this week. Nah, it's an episode, y'all. Y'all just got to keep up with the rotation. It's a little different because it was quite a few weeks this month for some reason. But this is another TGIF episode, and what we like to do is we like to just have a free-flowing conversation. The funny thing about it is we actually low-key started our podcast with a TGIF.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ever thought about that?
We did.
Yeah, so it's kind of a foundation to this show. So it's something that we'll always have, and eventually we'll mix it up. We're gonna have a guest jump in on this vibe of, So with that being said, we have now officially finished our superhero hero movie rotation of films. Mia B, I'm gonna throw it in your court first. What did you, through all three films, you can touch on each of them, just reflecting back on the process of doing this and this rotation. What did you feel about this rotation of films and the films particularly?
I liked that you and Ash kind of went a non-traditional route with that. I actually had more fun probably discussing my favorite was The Matrix. I think that was really, really a fun, good conversation. I like that more non-traditional route when it comes to the superhero movie conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think I discovered like talking about superheroes, if you're not going the traditional Marvel DC route, which has been done so much, and you can still do it, of course. Like, I'm sure there are movies in that realm that we'll talk about, but it's kind of hard to find the depth there. So I my favorite was The Matrix. I like talking about Hancock too, because that was also a little bit different. But I do think that Matrix threw me for a loop because I just wasn't expecting that to be a part of the superhero movie conversation. But it is like people think of it as sci-fi, but he was a chosen superhero, like to save the world. So yeah, he was. I like that one.
Okay, refreshing right there. That's nice. Ash Bass, what did you feel about the superhero rotation?
Agree with a lot of what Mia said. I want to choose something that wasn't your typical choice or expected choice. So that's why I went with Hancock. I would say The Matrix was my favorite review as well. Definitely, bro, put the cheat code in with that.
Oh, man.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But everything Mia said pretty much echoing the same sentiments. Not a lot of depth there. Probably more so enjoyable to watch at the time than reviewing it. So
yeah, no doubt. Y'all both have said, like, y'all are really spot on. I'll say that yes, it definitely was cheat code, and it's the craziest part about it is looking back. I would say this, and I know it's kind of crazy to say this, but I would probably say I probably would have moved Matrix in a different category. I was definitely trying to make fetch work. You know what I mean? Like I look back, I was like, it's I don't think anybody would ever categorize it that way. I was trying to, make a selling point of it as far as the review, I loved it, but just the pick, I was like, I kind of really told the line where I don't think anybody ever would look at that movie like, oh, this is a superhero movie. Let's throw it in for you and the family to, but I'm glad we did it. So it don't put no shade on the fact that we did it. I know it was like definitely like I've been back and forth about like, that's kind of really bending the line a little bit. But yeah, that was my favorite as well. Like it was one of the episodes that we did where I walked away in just such deep thought about the content, and it wasn't really for the reasons that most times the Matrix serves for. It was kind of a different reasoning. Like it wasn't so much about AI and crack codes and the things that the movie focused on. It was a lot of identity stuff and a lot of information and exposure and just I don't know. It was one of them ones like but as far as the other two, like I enjoyed Hancock. I mean, I enjoyed Batman as well. I probably a better watch than review, but this is something that even though as we get closer to our 50th episode, it's one of the things you're still, I know, right? as you keep doing this, you kind of start to understand the identity of our show, and we're trying to kind of figure out what works in the format of what we do. Because some movies are enjoyable to watch, some are enjoyable to review. Because again, I can't say it enough. When we did 13, that's one of my favorite episodes. I'm not going to step on it because I'll speak more to it when we do our 50th episode. You know what I mean? But that was actually one of my favorite reviews and it was a terrible watch. So that's what makes doing this so fun is like, whoa, so the rotation was good. I'll say this and y'all can speak to it. I personally don't think I'll ever do that rotation again. That's probably my least favorite rotation, and it's not because of who picked what or whatever, but as y'all said, the depth, I didn't realize like, oh, our show it is built a little bit around depth that because of the categories that we have at the end of our format. I'm like, damn, I didn't really think about connecting with these people, and this is like super fictional, you know what I mean? So it's one of them things that sounded good. It was like, okay, cool, but I was like, probably won't do that again. Keep it at a B, if I be honest, for the stoop kids, you know what I'm saying? So all right, well, just like to do a little catch up, a little update. I guess we'll go ahead and get into our show now, the actual episode. Y'all can see the title, 5 movies that we feel need or deserve a sequel or prequel. With that being said, what we're going to do is, since you revealed a little information before, we're going to set it up nicely so that it all lines up perfectly. So with that being said, Mia B, this is well, for the listeners, this is how it's going to lay out. We're going to tell you the movie. We're going to tell you, is it a prequel or sequel? And then we're going to, hopefully, did y'all follow suit on the title and all that?
I did.
All right, man, that's why y'all my people. I got my people with me. You know what I'm saying? I rocks with it. So we're going to give you the movie. We're going to give you if it's a prequel, sequel, and then we're going to give you the title and a little bit of what the premise of the movie could be. This is something fun. Shout out to our big cousins. This would have been a great mashup episode, but we may do something like that for the antithesis episode or something in the future. But shout out to Ray P, School, and Big Rich. All right, with that being said, Mia Beezy, floor is yours.
Okay, my first is the 1993 film The Nightmare Before Christmas. And I would have liked to see a prequel, and my prequel would be called The Pumpkin King. So that's one of my favorite movies. Like I watch it every Halloween and every Christmas. It's one of like those classics that that I think is timeless, and I've introduced it to my kids and they love it. But one thing I've always thought is like, where did Jack come from? How did Jack Skellington become the Pumpkin King? Where was he before he died? Was he born into Halloween Town, or is he like, did he have a life before Halloween Town where he was a human and he, had a life and then he died and became the Pumpkin King? I think that would be a really good prequel for The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wow, that's amazing because that serves your character so much of, like you said, being a horror girly as you are, and then like being a holiday, like we all are just holiday heads, and so that getting a 2-for-1 on that with the Halloween and Christmas, and then you picking it, it's just it's like you're so like southpaw, like left field, but yet it tracks when you bring stuff up. So it's that's amazing. Like, wow, the Pumpkin King. Is that what you said? The Pumpkin King?
Yes.
Hey man, look, somebody gonna be listening. They're gonna take this to
Somebody
something.
put me in the writer's room.
It's gonna happen because we're in the reboot culture right now. And so it's man, somebody gonna hear this. Ash, what you think about that? What is it? Nightmare on what was it called again? I'm sorry.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas with them ugly.
The claymations.
Oh,
That was amazing.
Nah, go ahead, Ash. My bad.
Yeah, definitely not aesthetically pleasing, but I'm not mad at it at all. I do like that movie. I haven't watched it in a long time, so I might watch it this year. I might see if Anthony will tap in. He's Scary Jerry, so we'll see what he thinks.
I this could possibly come up. I feel like Mia. She might. I feel like it feels like I'm gonna hold back because it just might come up. Who knows? Or she might hit us with a left. You know what I mean? But okay. Ash.
Yes, sir.
What you got?
So I have Love Jones. I feel like a sequel would be good. I would say Love Jones After the Blues because I feel like it needs a sequel because in the end she ends up going to New York, right? And her career takes off. He finishes his book, and then she comes one last time to the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm in New York. He's like, I don't care. So clearly I'm kind of wanting to see how y'all gonna make it work. Like, I want to know how the balance is gonna work. She just moved to New York. I don't see her moving back. He just wrote his first book. I don't necessarily see him moving to New York. So I don't know. Like, I think it would be interesting to see what a sequel would have done to see how they ended up, and maybe, because they already kind of, how the relationship started was already just a roller coaster. So now it's like, okay, now y'all fully want to commit to each other. Let's see if y'all can really commit and get through the road bumps.
How far out? Let me just look up Love Jones when it came out.
Pretty
just to get an idea of how far would you have wanted the sequel to kind of come out from that? Like, obviously, it was like a couple years after you wanted, like in this era where we get stuff like Best Man, you know what I mean, where we got a great amount of time for that sequel, but yet it worked. So are you you thinking a short term sequel, like a few years after, or are you thinking like a gap it out, like?
The short term, all the stuff I have, I'm thinking like in that time, maybe like 2 years span or something. Nothing crazy. Yeah, not 2025.
Yeah. So it came out in 97, so maybe like 99, 2000.
Yeah. Just a few years,
I mean,
25. That'd probably be the max.
What'd you say?
They both still look good.
Yeah, absolutely. Like at any time, like it could for sure.
Oh man.
Love Jones After the Blues. Nice. All right, for me, I gotta drag this over here. Goodness gracious. All right. I'm trying to build this I'm trying to build suspense. And then Mia, we'll get into like the little bit of honorable mention at the end. Ash, something just come to mind like you might not thought deeply into, but because I just thought about something on the spot, but I'm like, yeah, I just throw it at the end. So speaking of our superhero rotation, I spoke about it in the movie in our rotation, and I'm gonna say it here. I imagine maybe Ash looked like she might have this too. All right. So you know what? I'll save that. So when Ash brings that up, we'll both collab on that because I know she probably got similar things, and I'll see what she has it called, and I'll see. So I'm gonna go with Goodfellas. So it's a mob movie. It's Goodfellas, and I would say a sequel. Call it Great Fellas. right? So Henry Hill was living in, he was living suburban. He was a rat, and until he couldn't take it anymore because he talked about being a schmuck at the end of the movie. Rest in peace to, my goodness, what's the actor's name? I got to do him justice. Like y'all know me from Good Earners. I got to make sure what.
I
Uh,
haven't seen Goodfellas in so long. I
it's
need
such a
to.
good movie too. Goodness gracious, like it's so good. Like you could definitely see how The Sopranos was built around that. Ray Liotta. I could not go without getting his
Um,
name. So rest in peace, Ray Liotta, and many of the actors actually. A lot of them have gone on, but yeah. So he couldn't take it anymore, and he decides to get back into illegal activities, but not as a mobster, but implementing those same ideas and codes until word gets back to New York that he's a big fish. You know what I mean? And now that his whole objective is, and it's kind of similar to, shout out to the Culture Garden. They did. Was it Blue Heaven? I think with uh goodness, Steve Martin. Like it was like kind of a mobster guy that turned rat, but it was like a kind of a more of a comedy type of thing. So they're synonymous with each other actually. That character and the Henry Hill character, there's a whole thing about it that Rich had talked about on the show. But I'm looking at it like Henry Hill gets back into his own version of mobbing out until they find out in New York that it ain't good. Now his whole objective is trying to like, you know, keep from getting whacked. So yeah, that would be the sequel for me. I'll probably give it about 5 years out. Let it really take your time on writing, making it work. Because I mean, people that rock with this, like to follow a Henry Hill character without the mob guys, I think you really got to do your due diligence. So that would be mine. A sequel to Goodfellas called Great Fellas.
Okay.
All right, Mia B.
I've never seen that, I don't think.
Yeah, you
Watch
uh
it.
Ash, let me ask you real quick. Have you seen Scarface, the full
Of
movie?
course. Of
Okay.
course.
Have you seen Godfather, the whole movie, or two?
Um, I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably not. Okay. Have you seen Casino?
Yes.
Wow, you seen Casino? That's okay. And lastly, so you haven't seen this. Have you seen? Damn, what's the movie? Mia, the movie with the Italian son dating the black girl.
Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale, yes. This is in the running for Candy Crush month for sure. If we do that, we gonna have Spike on because that's his favorite movie. You ever seen that Bronx Tale?
Nope.
Oh
Oh,
yes.
Ash, you would love it because you're a
Oh
romance
yeah.
girly.
Oh yeah. You
But
gonna
it's
like that.
also, oh, you would love
And
it.
the parental aspect of it too. Like how we give it up when we damn, that could have
Okay.
been a good Father's Day joint. Ugh. See, I didn't think about none of that, but all right. Okay, cool. I just was trying to figure out what to get you on next as far as that mafioso, content or whatever. But Mia B, it's back on you.
Yes. Okay. So this is my second one is kind of like I had a concept for both a sequel and a prequel.
Oh, all right.
This movie came out 2014 and it is called Gone Girl
Okay.
with Ben Affleck. And so of course Gone Girl. If have you both seen Gone Girl?
I have not, but
I
I have
like it.
seen this on many lists. I've seen clips, trailers. I never
Oh my
watched it yet.
gosh. It's such a good movie. When this movie came out, it just rocked me. But the ending was left kind of like open-ended in what happens next type of way. So the premise of the movie, which I hate to spoil it, but I can't really talk about my sequel and prequel without giving something away.
So
So
I mean, it came out 2014, y'all. We are over 10 years. Like you got to get over it.
so basically, um, there's a guy named Nick and his wife Amy. And the movie literally starts, his wife goes missing, and everybody's trying to figure out what happened to her. And you find out throughout the course of the movie that they had like a terrible marriage, like their marriage was starting to get really rocky. And but then you find out that she's basically ran away and she's framing him for her murder. because she found out he was having an affair. He was a college professor. He was having an affair with one of his students. But she was like this really rich girl. She came from a family with a lot of money. So the sequel, because her mom had written a very popular series of children's books that she based off of her, and the books were called Amazing Amy. And so the prequel I would call Amazing Amy, based off of the name of the books that her mom wrote.
Mm.
And it would go into like her childhood and how she became who she was because she was crazy. Um, and she had a situation with the ex-boyfriend that came into play during the movie Gone Girl, and I would want them to delve into that storyline with her in college and this guy who she kind of framed in another similar way, who ended up still being kind of obsessed with her after. And so that would be the sequel. Now, I mean, the prequel, but for the sequel, because of how the movie ended so open-ended, and she comes back and she makes it like she had this whole intricate plan. I wish you guys had seen it. This whole intricate plan, like how she came back and the story that she made up about why she was gone, and she was pregnant even though he had had a vasectomy. And she like basically like got his sperm from the sperm bank, or like the doctor who he went to for his vasectomy, and like inseminated herself without his knowledge and some more stuff. So at the end of the movie, she's pregnant and he's saying that he can't leave her, and that's just how it ends after she framed him and everything. So the sequel I had called "What's Wrong with Mommy," and I would want to go into like what happens in their life after. What's it like for them to stay together and have this child together, knowing that she's like this crazy manipulative sociopath? And does he ever get away with his child, or how does she like mother?
Wow. I am so intrigued, bro. I can't even lie. You bodied that. Like, oh my God. Like, bro,
Y'all,
that was so good. You should turn
Yeah.
it into a trilogy series, dude. Like, what?
saying, put me
You,
in the room.
you are getting your Star Wars on right now. Like, you didn't created episodes.
But y'all gotta watch that movie. Y'all have
Oh,
to
I'm
promise.
you now. You convinced me now. Like, goodness gracious, wow. Whew, that was heat rock. Like, all right, let me adjust my collar and get in the game real quick. Like, hold up, you going too crazy right now. Damn. All right, Ash, what's up?
Yeah, my nostalgic bag, man. I mean, I gotta go with my roots. So I went with The Wood.
Hmm.
I feel like there could be a sequel to The Wood, um, called The Wood, The Next Chapter. And this could be like a 20 years later type of situation, like a high school reunion or something,
Hmm.
where, because I was trying to see if I wanted to take it like,
Like
and then
college.
just read, how they were telling the story back in high school, and then now we can get them as adults for majority of the movie, and then they're kind of reluctant to go to the high school reunion. Potentially Roland could have got a divorce from Lisa, or they, had children, things were going on with them. Say Slim never left Inglewood. Maybe he owned like a barbershop or something, and he feel like life has passed him by. And
You ain't no more
is
hoop
Mike
dreams.
is Mike still chasing Alicia? Did y'all, did she go off and do better things? And I just felt like it could be a good sequel. I mean, if the best man, if they could do it, I definitely see the Wood doing it. Like I said, the premise of it could be just like a high school reunion, and then them kind of just confronting their past, present, and what they got going on.
I would be interested in that. I would be
Hey,
interested.
let me ask because well, never mind. Because I thought about you said that, and I'm definitely like I would totally tune in. Like this is perfect. Like absolutely works. It's like brings them back together, and it fits to the modern day vibe to it with that
Mm-hmm.
connection. Uh, you say that and it made me kind of think. Like, do you think within the Flash, they're still doing the same format, like flashback style? Like, you think they'll get into like the college stuff a little bit, maybe? Like, remember you said you followed Alicia, I mean, the wood, you're breaking up the wood, that whole thing. I love ball, like that whole. You think they'll get into like that? Damn. Then what do we do? Okay, so this will probably take place where you can still use the same actors, the young actors, to.
Absolutely. See, what swap anyone out? The Post is it's a classic though, so that's the only thing you can't really.
It's like
I
it
have
might.
something funny to say, y'all.
What?
Because we had this conversation on a previous episode, Ash, how
Puppet said it crazy.
Omar Epps just ain't as fine as he used to be.
This is true.
Y'all ain't feeling him in the chicken commercial? Y'all ain't feeling him in his Zaxby's?
I mean, he's definitely slimmed down, and the jawline is becoming present again, but it's not.
Have
you seen it?
I have not seen his Zaxby's commercial.
He looks a lot better. Look it up, dude.
Nah, definitely he's come back a little bit. I thought
if he's getting it back, I'm all for it.
Throw that in the chat, Ash.
For now, pull it up.
It was a little moment where I was like,
It's like, you know why? Remember I told y'all why?
No, we're not talking about the brows.
It is Rent-A-Spoons.
Yeah, he definitely slimmed down though. That's
but he really wasn't chubby. Like, I remember.
Yeah, true. I mean, like his face. I'm saying.
His face, like yeah.
That could be sugar too. Who knows? I don't know.
But that but you're on it. No, I'm sorry. What was you gonna say on the funny thing? I'm sorry, Mia.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Like, because in the wood, he was still like,
He's even in the wood. He kind of had a little weight on his like face, right? It wasn't as chiseled as like Juice, but he still was fine. So I don't know. And he had a little more hair up top too.
Okay.
I said, bro, he looked like mad regular right now. This is not Detective Howard.
Okay, listen.
Detective Howard was going through it, boy. Listen. Detective Howard, man, that man ashy to the mug, boy. Yeah, man, right here, I was like, hey, yo.
But what's crazy, the acting was so good too.
Oh, I mean, I love him though. I love his
just
character.
Looked terrible, but other than that.
Yeah.
But either way, I would be interested in this.
I do. This is totally like within like the, man, I love this, Ash. Like I'm totally like I didn't expect to feel like I'm feeling the way you're making me feel talking about this stuff, because now it's like I just really want this. You know what I mean? Like that's what's making it hard, this difficult. It's like, dang, I really actually just want this. Like, so damn. All right. So The Wood, the next chapter.
Yes.
I like it. Okay. All right. So my next one, I'm going to go to build a little more suspense. I'm going to go No Country for Old Men. So this movie was a movie that Spike and Rich are huge fans of. I was late to the train because that's just how I am sometimes now these days. But I make sure to check things off my box. I went back. I finally watched the movie. The movie was excellent. And so when I seen the movie, it's left on a cliffhanger. So first off, I would do a sequel to No Country for Old Men. The sequel would be called No Country for Any Men. Right? So we would literally use the same formula that made the original good. The Anton Chigurh can be the lead as well, but this time he's the one I'm trying to remember what I wrote, that the hate and being, so he's the one that's kind of being chased in this movie. And along the way, he continues being evil, but he can't do it freely because of who's hunting him. So whoever's in this movie is a even better hunter than Anton Chigurh was in that movie, because they brought Woody Harrelson into it. I was like, bro, that kind of was like whack. I was like, bro, this dude ain't did. Like, bro, they was gassing him up, and I believed him until he was out of there. I was like, man, come on. There's a lot of things I want to say about those type of things, but there would be somebody that would be a higher level of hunting Anton Chigurh, and he he would have a worthy opponent in this film. He would definitely meet justice. Like he would get the death penalty. Like that's how it would end for me. But somehow it would still be like Anton won. Well, like he would maybe flip a coin because that was a signature in it. Call it. I can't make this decision for you. Call it. Like there would be something where he flips a coin and it still lines up with you still get the death penalty because of you flipping a coin on your own death. So for me, it would be a sequel to No Country for Old Men, No Country for Any Man. Men. So yeah.
I love that idea. And I want to say, like, just off rip, you want to talk about a perfectly acted, perfect paced movie,
Oh.
Oscar worthy, deserved all the accolades. No Country for Old Men is one of them ones. That's one
Mm-hmm.
of those movies that I can only watch every so often
Yeah.
because it's just so good. It's one of those like you really have to be paying attention and you have to be locked in.
Yeah.
But that's one of yeah, I would love to see like a continuation of that and like get like a resolution to it. Even though I think it's like a
It's
flawed.
perfect. Yeah, it's a perfect movie.
I would love to see more of that for sure.
He was such a and I literally like just
It was scary.
watched the scene on YouTube. I just always watched the scene on YouTube with him and the old man at the store. Like, bro, you married into it. I mean, if you want to call it that, I ain't calling it. That's what it is. Like, bro, you could feel the tension in the scene, bro.
The old guy is just like,
He knows something off, but he had the wherewithal to understand, like, okay, I
oh, am
need
I
to
in
tread.
jail?
I need to tread really lightly. Ash, this is a movie you and T gotta see. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. This is one of because like I was late, like 'cause I was late to the party when I seen it. I was like, damn. I understand completely why y'all love this movie. Talk about a villain, boy, man.
Shout out to Mama C because she introduced me to that movie. I think we watched it together the first time we both saw it.
Oh wow, yeah. So yeah, man, yeah. So y'all go back and check that out, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the sequel, No Country for Any Man. So, all right. So Ash, how many you got left?
I have 2.
You have 2. All right. Do you want to go and then when you're done, we keep going, or do you want us to go again and then we all have 2 left?
Oh, y'all can go again.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, Mia Beezy, what's up?
Okay. This whole exercise got me deep off in my film bag. Uh, I have 2006 movie Children of Men. Have y'all seen Children of Men?
2006 movie, Children. No, I definitely haven't seen it, but let me see who was in it.
Oh goodness, I didn't even write down the day. Well, Julianne Moore is
Oh,
in
it's
it.
this guy though. This guy
Oh,
always like
Yeah, he's
the
fire.
Clive Owen.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's solid.
boy.
So I know it's good.
Clive Owen, yeah. Julianne Moore, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine, yes.
I don't know how to pronounce the other brother's name, but yeah.
Again, a movie y'all gotta watch because this movie, um, it's another one of my favorite like subgenres of like because it's about like this dystopian future where stuff kind of goes left. But basically, the premise of Children of Men is nobody's having babies anymore. Like
Hmm.
everyone is infertile, and the youngest person was like 21 and he got killed. So the youngest person on earth was gone, and nobody was able to have babies. There's like a lot of war. I think this um, movie it takes place in England. Julianne Moore was playing her like American self, but it's in England. And it's like there's this, it's like martial law. They're like keeping track
Ooh,
of
not the martial law. Ooh.
foreign persons, and of course there's like a resistance, which Julianne Moore and in the movie His name was
Theo.
and her name was Julian.
Mm.
But they're like part of like this resistance. And there's a woman, they find this woman, this really young Black girl, and she's pregnant, and they're hiding her pregnancy because she's the only person who's pregnant, who's having a baby. And they know that her baby, they would try to take the baby or use the baby. And so they're trying to get her out of the country, really like to safety for her and her baby. And so I would want a prequel to this because it starts in the middle of everything where the world is already what it is. Like nobody's had a baby in 21 years. Everything's already kind of messed up. And Theo and Julian hadn't seen each other in a long time. You find out later that they had lost a child together. And it's a lot of exposition, but it kind of throws you right in the middle of the story. It goes from there. So I would want a sequel called Barren, where it goes into like what it was like in the beginning phases of figuring out that there were no more babies being born.
Baron.
And
Okay.
everybody started to discover the infertility and how Theo and Julian got involved in the resistance in the first place and how did it start? Because how did they find each other and like get together? Like what's the beginning of their love story and how they ended up going their separate ways in the first place? Because I think there's so much story like before the story, and I would love to see how it all started and where they came from before they, got into this whole situation with this pregnant woman.
Yeah, it's fire. Absolutely. That's absolutely fire. It's funny you mention that because mine has the similar vibe to like you immediately feel like you need the prequel from the moment because you're dropped in the middle. And the movie that I have is I Am Legend.
That's good.
Mm.
I Am Legend. And it would obviously be a prequel. You get some flashbacks in it that give you this idea of this virus breaking out and what goes on before it's the kind of the ending of civilization as we know it. So the prequel will be called Legend is Born.
Ooh, good name.
Thank
I
you.
like that.
Yeah, so I Am Legend, the prequel will be Legend is Born. So it will be the whole like build up similar to Walking Dead and then the prequel Fear the Walking Dead. It'll be like kind of how like basically shit how shit hit the fan, how we got there. They gave us these flashbacks, but it's always been a curiosity of mine. It's like I know there's been talks about a sequel, but I think that I think that they should really. I mean, it may be in the works already, but I really would reconsider and do a prequel. I think it's something about an origin story, especially in something like this, an apocalyptic origin story, similar to what you said with Children. With that movie, uh, Children of Men. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Children of Men.
Children of Men. So similar to that, it's like once you're dropped in the middle of it, you leave so much room for a prequel. And in the generation we're in now, we've seen one of the most excellent executed prequels in our day and age of television, which was Better Call Saul. That by far a seamless prequel. So with that being said, this absolutely this would have probably come out, 2-3 years after. I wouldn't have waited too long. It's because the way I would want this movie to be released wouldn't be, oh, this is a money play. Let's go back and create it. I wanted to be close where it feels intentional. Like, yeah, we wanted to drop you in the middle. Now we want to take you back. I wanted to feel like that. If you wait too long, it'll feel like, oh, it did so well. Let's bring Will Smith back and let's do it again. So for me, definitely about 2 years, maybe 3 at tops. But yeah, so the prequel to I Am a Legend, Legend is Born. I want to see him with his family. I want to see civilization as we know it. How the hell did he end up being the only one to survive? Like, come on.
Yeah.
That would be fire to see. Like, how was you the only person on Earth, and what was it like to see them creatures become what they became? And what's the dude's name that he always says at everything? The mannequin. What do you call him?
My gosh, I can't remember.
I thought Ash.
You said what? On what?
The mannequin. He always uses his name for.
Oh, Fred.
Fred. I want to see who is Fred and And I need to know all that. Like that.
What you doing out there, Fred?
Fred, you're not supposed to be moving, Fred. Like I need all
For real, you better say it right now, Fred.
that. Because I'm about to cap you for real.
Hey, that's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, so definitely, like I said, I Am Legend prequel. Legend is Born. Ash.
Sidebar.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sidebar. Going back to Better Call Saul, I never watched Breaking Bad. I watched it, but I didn't watch the whole thing. But I still watched Better Call Saul, and it still made all the sense because it was such a good prequel, like its own story.
Well, we'll check this out. Our Breaking Bad podcast is coming in September. So
good reason for me to watch it.
Yeah, there it is. It's all in there. See how it all connected, all makes the connection. So for y'all that are listening, the Good Earner Crew is doing a podcast on Breaking Bad. It's coming out September 29th. It is called No More Half Measures, a Breaking Bad podcast. Y'all go subscribe now. The YouTube, I got to get a video out so y'all can actually find it. But the podcast feed does exist right now on Apple, Spotify, and all your podcasts. So that give you a good reason to subscribe, because if anybody's listened to Good Earners before, y'all know me from there. Y'all know how funny we are. Y'all know how in-depth we are. And you know how we put our experience of, where we from and our walk of life, how we spill that into the content of the show. So this would be a good reason. Like if you watch Better Call Saul and never watch Breaking Bad, this is perfect for you, Mia. So,
Big.
Yeah. So Ash, it's on you now. We all at 2, right?
Yeah. I'm not mad at the I Am Legend too, because Will was in one of the best shapes of his life in that movie too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was.
Just gotta put that out there, boy. Whew. But anyway, let's get back to it.
One thing Ash gonna do.
Yeah, I told we related, boy, because she do the same thing I do. Hey, looks matter.
Just gonna appreciate
shirts coming soon.
Appreciate. Anyway, so this was a prequel to Jason's Lyric. And we kind of mentioned it a little bit because remember I said when we did our review that I would like to kind of learn a little more about Mad Dog's journey. I was toggling between maybe Mad Dog, The Man Before Jason as a title, or Jason's Shadow, The Rise of Mad Dog. So like something where I wanted to kind of tie it in together where it wasn't just based on Mad Dog, you know what I mean? So I don't know, either one of those titles. But I kind of like Mad Dog, The Man Before Jason. I like maybe a little more.
I like that Jason's Shadow, to be honest.
You like that too?
Yeah, I don't even think leave anything else. I think just Jason's Shadow.
Jason's Shadow.
Like Mad Dog did kind of like the memory of him, or kind of followed him around like a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll go with that then. The collective, Jason's Shadow. Yeah, but I mean, we reviewed this. Check out the episode, but pretty much self-explanatory. Just as we're introduced to the Jason Lyric movie, the kids are small, Mad Dogs. They're out in the field, they're having a good time. So he was pretty coherent at that time, but I want to kind of see how his journey, how he ended up even getting in the service, and how he met their mom, and I want to get into the psyche of Mad Dog because of how he ended up on the bottle and getting injured, and you know what I mean. So kind of just want to, and obviously it played a big role in Jason and.
What was that boy's name?
Jason and Josh.
Josh. I was about to say Tyler. I don't know why, but yeah, Josh.
Whoa. Don't put my hubby in that. No, but how it played a role in their lives with, haunting Jason. He loved Mad Dog. Even though he knew like he had some challenges and things, like he still remembered the good times that he had with him. And so I would just like to see maybe a prequel. Anything got to be a long movie. It could be, I don't know, hour 15. It could be a short film. It doesn't have to be anything long, but just something to kind of walk us into Mad Dog.
Where does the movie end for you?
How does it end?
Mm-hmm. Knowing that we know where we get to in Jason's Lyric. So that's an interesting thing. Where would you have it?
I don't know. Do I want to end it with him going to the service, or no? Because we need to kind of know.
Yeah, you need a little bit
We
of the
need
service,
that.
like because he lost it. Didn't he lose his leg or?
Yeah.
He lost his leg, so we need all that. Okay.
Oh no.
Because you can't reveal the gunshot because that was a big reveal in the, or maybe you can because you said like the prequel come out after. I don't know. I'm just curious. Like it's just such an interesting thing. That's what.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Any suggestions of where it should end? Oh, that's a good one.
You know what? It would be. I will probably end it where Josh picks the gun up.
That's good.
No gunshot sound in the credits. Just Josh picks the gun up, cuts to black.
Okay.
Because because I don't want it to give the whole thing, but he picks the gun up and then I got to go back and watch the OG.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
There you have it.
So Jason Shadow, fire.
Holla at me.
Hey,
holla at me, baby.
Okay.
That's nice. That's the good thing about this. You don't know. We don't discuss this, y'all, for that are listening. We don't discuss prior. So these are literally surprises in real time. So all right. Well, now we all down to 2. Mia B.
Okay. To bring a little bit more levity to my list, because it's been a little heavy. So I actually went with 2011's Bridesmaids, the comedy. And I simply just said Bridesmaids 2 in true comedy movie fashion.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So, if you've seen Bridesmaids, have you both seen Bridesmaids?
I have.
I have not.
Oh, Mo.
A while, but I've seen it.
Mo, do you like comedies?
I do, but it depends on the comedy.
Okay.
I don't tend to go to comedies a lot.
I will say I thought it was hilarious. Me and my dad love this movie. This is one of my dad's favorite comedies, but my dad is kind of goofy. But so since Mo hasn't seen it, but Ash has, the premise is basically, Annie is down on her luck. She's her bakery closed down because of the recession, and her best friend Lillian is getting married. She is the maid of honor, but then Lillian's other friend, why do I not remember anybody's name today? Helen. Lillian's other friend Helen kind of takes over, and kind of everything Annie tries to do gets sabotaged, and Helen is right there to save the day, and she's just trying to take over the friendship with Lillian and one up Annie at every turn. And it has like this crazy ensemble cast of women who are just completely unhinged. And it has a happy ending. Lillian gets married, they have the wedding, everything is beautiful. But because it was such a big hit and such a huge comedy, I was surprised that it didn't get a sequel, because most big comedies like Hangover has two, Hangover 3, you had Neighbors, they have Neighbors 2, and I just feel like big comedies like that always tend to get a sequel. And I think this one deserved one too. And I feel like it didn't get one because the cast was mainly women, and I don't like that. So the premise of disrespectful. The premise of my sequel would have been, now, because Annie met that cop, the Irish, who she ended up dating at the end of the movie. So the premise of my sequel, kind of like The Hangover, this time Annie would be getting married, Lillian would be pregnant, we would have Helen trying to be the maid of honor again, and kind of just see, like, bring the cast back and see where they are now, and like how they've changed. Are they still like the same unhinged? Like, what kind of new hijinks can they get into? Maybe bring the boyfriend's family over from Ireland, and they're unhinged too, and they have like a whole other subplot of that going on. So yeah, I think it would just be funny. I think it would be a fun sequel in true, comedy way that doesn't have to take itself too seriously, but still
Mhm.
has the same vibe.
I'm with it because I like comedies too, like anything in the realm of Ryan Reynolds, Ashton Kutcher, like all their films. Like I just love that type of like
And this is
Sandler.
very much that, right?
Absolutely, I love that type of comedy. So I'm down for it.
Because it gives me like a Knocked Up or like a Seth
Yep.
Rogen type of comedy, but it's just women. And I
Yeah.
think it would have been a fun sequel to have.
How far apart are you having the sequel from the original?
It's not super far. So now it would be too late
Oh,
because
okay.
they're way past the years where Lillian would have been getting pregnant and Annie would have been getting married. So, but even if they wanted to do it later and they have like teenage kids or something, that could one of their daughters is getting married or something like that. That could be funny. But I would have done it maybe like 2, 3 years later. Nothing super far, 2, 3 years down the line when everybody's still kind of in that same look and same vibe that they had in the first one.
Okay. I'm gonna throw the ball in your court, Ash, because we both have the same one. So I think that we can collab on this song. But I'm gonna let you go first because I don't want to take all of the
Okay, no,
the.
I'm short and sweet. Um, so yeah, I have a prequel to The Matrix.
Oh no, that ain't the movie. Oh no, that.
Oh,
Oh, that's not what I had. I thought.
Oh, dang.
that's crazy.
Oh man. Okay. Well then, I'll let you go ahead, Cook, since you already opened the door. I definitely thought we were talking about the other movie, your movie pick, but
Mine?
yeah, from
Oh,
our
okay.
rotation, that threw me. Okay, I did not know. So
Oh,
okay,
wow.
okay, all right, my bad. Well, go ahead, go for it.
No, you good. But yeah, it's funny that is, is this the same category that
The
we?
same, yeah, same category. Like,
That's
but
crazy.
I didn't have the Matrix. I had the
I
movie
mean,
you
sorry.
picked. Yeah, sorry, did not see that come. I thought we had the same movie.
All right. Yeah. So I had the Matrix. I said, and I put prequel because I wanted to explore more of Morpheus, and how his journey on becoming the captain of, I don't know how to say that world that start with an N. You know the name
Oh,
of it.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Had it written down, can't say it. But yeah, captain of that. In his early search, for the one and how he freed Trinity, and I think it would be just as good because especially if it's Lawrence Fishburne. I mean, he's already top tier in the acting, and he played a hell of a Morpheus. So yeah, I just kind of want to take it back and see how Morpheus' journey led him to uh even searching for the one, and kind of we'll see more of Trinity and like the more beginning stages before they're like fully established and fully equipped with what they need. So I think I said just the Matrix before the one, something simple.
Before the one. Okay.
Yeah, before the one.
This come out before Reloaded.
Probably. I want to say.
Just because I know if you
Yeah.
want to use the same people, you want them to stay kind of relatively their age, or
Yeah. I
recast
want to
somebody to play
use.
younger versions of them.
Yeah, because I want to use the same characters.
We
Oh, then you
want Larry.
Yeah, because Matrix Reloaded came out in 2003, so that was 4 years after the OG. So probably like '01, something like that. 2 years after '99. Yeah, I like it. So the Matrix before the one. Okay, I'm not mad at it.
Like that. I like that a lot. I love that idea.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I always. It's funny you say that because I thought about it, but I just didn't know exactly. Do we focus on Neo? Do we get these little remnants of it was so many ways, but I think what you chose was like the best way because it feels more on brand with Reloaded and the third one. I didn't watch the fourth one. It feels more on brand with that than like kind of overly humanizing it a little bit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like that. Well, since I thought we had the same thing.
The fourth one?
So no, I ain't seen the fourth one. I didn't hear good reviews about it either. So I was like, I
It's
don't even really.
You don't need it. If I'm being honest, you don't.
Yeah, I don't even watch the other ones to be honest, like because it just gets too deep in the rabbit hole. Word to Morpheus. So I was just like, I like the first one because it's rooted in a understanding that we can, still follow. Well, I mean, I can still follow. I'm not speaking for everybody else. Some people have higher consciousness of thinking or whatever, but not me. So, well, what I thought we had the same, we didn't, is I have a prequel to Hancock. So Hancock, we reviewed, and obviously this recent rotation of movies, and there was this moment where Hancock talks to Mary, I believe, and she tells him about how things went. And I would love to, and we can recast. This could come out anytime at once. This don't have to come out right after. We can do it now in this reboot era. And even when I was looking up list of movies that should have a sequel, this popped up on a few different things. After the fact, I already had it. So I'm like, okay, so people really feel this way. So the prequel would be called John. It's right there.
I like that.
Literally, it's Hancock, John Hancock. Like, so the prequel movie would be called John, and this would take place in the birth of Hancock and how he didn't get a name and didn't know his parents, and how he and Mary met, and how they constantly have to separate through different eras. Like, I want to see all of that. I want to see, being picked on, see where, how he ended up getting in this drinking addiction. I want to see how he started off feeling normal and, became like, I'm in my mind, I'm thinking Bates Motel. Like, for those, I don't know everybody that knows that. Mia G might know because she's a horror girly, as she says. But yeah, she's like, come on. But Bates Motel, which is like a prequel series to Psycho, you know what I mean, with Norman Bates. And so, like, this is obviously not that, but still, just this, how things turn from one thing to the next. That's what they did really well in Bates Motel. And this would be that type of thing. Like, how did John get to that point? And then now it recontextualizes Hancock as a coming back to form type of thing, getting back to the innocence and the good that was in him. So if we see John, the prequel to the movie, we see how it started off good as a good little kid and getting picked on and all of these things. And then he realized he has superpowers and anger issues. And, eventually grows up, he's an outcast. People laugh at him and he's drunk and everybody hates him. He has to keep moving on. And the only good thing in his life is Mary. But him and Mary can't be together because then, we see what happened in the actual Hancock movie. So yeah, that would be for me. The prequel to Hancock would be John. So now you can go to Walmart. I know this is a little old school, but we are a nostalgia podcast. But you can get the 2-disc set. You know what I'm saying? You get Hancock, you get John and Hancock. You know what I'm saying? You get both films. You get the 2-disc double set. You know what I mean? So yeah, I thought that out a little bit, but yeah. So that would be my pick right there. I would love to see this. And again, you can recast with different actors, similar to, shout out to Will again for Bel Air. So that leaves us, Ash. You still got one more, right?
No, that was my final one.
That was your final one? Okay.
Yeah.
So then I throw it to Mia, then me, and then whatever honorable mentions or whatever. And Ash, if you want to see anything randomly that just comes to mind off the cuff on honorable, by any means. Mia B.
Okay. Now I had to get back to my back in my bag.
Uh-oh.
I had to do 1984 Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ooh.
Because, and this would be a prequel, of course, because they had many, many sequels to Nightmare on Elm Street. But I want to know, so my prequel would be named Freddy, because I want to know, how did Freddy first appear in someone's nightmare? Like what happened leading up to the parents of those children killing him first, and then after they killed him, how did his essence or whatever, his consciousness, become the nightmare that ended up being Freddy Krueger later on? Like, I'm super curious to see a backstory, because we get like exposition telling us how he died, but it never tells like who was the first teenager who he haunted, like how did he get to be
Mhm.
the boogeyman? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I would love to see a Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street prequel. I want to know how Freddy became Freddy. Where did he get the glove with the knives on it? Where did like how did he become Freddy?
So what was the name of it?
Freddy.
Freddie. That's perfect.
Yeah, I like it.
I do. Um, they're doing something with it right now, I believe, right?
Yes.
Right. Look at
Welcome to Dairy. And I have
yes.
a pre-save to remind me as soon as it releases.
Yes.
I cannot wait.
Yes. I think prequels just make things so interesting because like I've watched Dexter Original Sin and it's just it's excellent. Like it's just excellent.
You know they canceled it, right? After one season.
Are you serious? This is news.
I thought it was perfect.
Okay, you know literally when we get off here, I'm getting on YouTube and you got some splaining to do, Lucy, because I need to know. Are you kidding me? What?
They canceled it, yeah.
If they can't, if since they canceled it, maybe to get picked up by Netflix because it was on Showtime. Maybe to get picked up by Netflix. Like, but I think that it's probably due to the fact that they were promoting two different shows at the same time. They were promoting Original Sin, and now we have the Resurrection when it's out. And maybe they're more of a Michael C. Hall fan versus, you know, I'll look it up when I get off. But my last one is my favorite movie of all time. It has slid to that spot, and now I stand on it, and I probably will never change it. So, from the movie Training Day, Denzel Washington, of course, Ethan Hawke, it would be a prequel, and it would be called Days Before.
Okay.
Right? So, this would be a backstory to Alonzo's training day, leading up until we get him slowly becoming corrupt and we get the whole layout of what happened in Vegas with the Russians, and that would be where the movie ends. So this has always been a thing for me because there is, and eventually we will do Training Day. Like I'm absolutely without a shadow of a doubt sure we're gonna do Training Day. Alonzo is one of the most interesting characters because as much as he is a finesser, as much as he is a shot caller and all of the things that he had in mind to do what he had to do, I should send y'all a video, man, about like just Denzel's acting. Somebody put the script next to the scenes, like how he ad-lib things to make the scenes. I'm gonna send that to y'all. If y'all like that type of stuff, I'm gonna send it to you. It's one of the I literally showed it to my wife and she was like really into it. I was like, bro, it says this is what it said on the script, and this is what Denzel did. And it was magnificent. I'll send it to you. It's just the improvs that he does. But yeah, it would be Days Before. I think it's an interesting story. There's these moments with Alonzo and Jake where Alonzo sees Jake, and there's these moments that he sees himself and remembers the goodness in himself. Remembers, believing in the good of, policing for a betterment of society, all of those things, believing in that, you know what I mean? And there's these scenes where it's like, man, you'll never have to do this again. There it's genuinely this back and forth with Alonzo and Jake as far as a morality sense, you know what I mean? And Alonzo did back Jake up after obviously Jake was scrapping with the druggies, but like he did come and like, pull up. But there's so many moments like this before, eventually, like now you're in the bathtub. So it's one of them things like I want to see how Alonzo got corrupt. Again, this is obviously based on a true story of a real officer that was corrupt. Like this whole movie is based on that. And so that's why, obviously we know the story of Denzel growing a goatee and trying to look similar to the actual police officer that was corrupt. But this has taken on a life of his own where I want to see this prequel days before. We don't even have to have Denzel. We could, you know, who could do it? I didn't even put this down. I'm going off the cuff here because I'm inspired. I'm inspired. Uh, I'm gonna go John Boyega.
That's my guy.
John Boyega, because there's these moments he gets a little bit of this Denzel-ish vibe. Like you could tell his inspirations, like, you know, in Imperial Dreams. Like when I go back to that, like I see a lot of Denzel-ish. So you want to get a young Denzel, like being fresh on the force. Give me John Boyega, even though he's a British actor, we know, but still, give me him and like give me like how this person gets corrupt and I would be so interested into that. So that's kind of my last one. Prequel to Training Day, days before, and they did try to do a Training Day series, I believe, but it didn't end up working out. But yeah, so
I like it. I like it a lot. Because I always do be like, dude, I want to see what happened in Vegas. Like, I want to see that whole scene and how he ended up owing the bread. And John Boyega, that's my guy. Have y'all seen Breaking before? He's in it. It's called Breaking, and he did some good acting in there. He was like he was trying to get his check, his Social Security check. He was like,
oh, I seen a clip from this dude. It's
yo,
so
he was like, he was so bad. That's why I'm like, I could definitely see him doing like a. He was like, because they was like, can you hold? He was like, all I do is wait. All I do is freaking wait. Like he was hot. He was like, now y'all gonna send somebody down here, but do I gotta blow this bitch up? Like it was so good. Like and again, he's British, but he was like,
oh, he was all the way in the black.
Oh, it was top
Black
tier. I
America
gotta send
bag.
it. I gotta send it. So,
Hey, listen, I seen a clip on Instagram. I said, bro, I tell you every time, bro, he really nails like the.
all right.
That's why I said, bro, he's going to be my, like, he's going to be my Alonzo. Like, y'all give me a call. Y'all hear this pod, man. Childishgrownupshow@gmail.com, man. I got more linear notes for you. Nah, but Mia, you say you got an honorable mention, huh?
You know, I didn't do too much with this one. It was just kind of like a, hmm, I could do a Candyman prequel.
About what? Like how?
So the the main story, because you know, we've had two sequels, I think two sequels, and then a reboot, or not a reboot, but like a
A reimagining?
reimagining or a spin-off sequel
Oh, okay.
with a different um yeah, I mean,
Yeah, actor.
so yeah, with a completely different story, like a modernization. But the main story that we're given um of the character is that he was an artist who was commissioned to paint a portrait of this rich man's daughter. Him and the daughter ended up, you know, falling in love, which of course back in them days, because she was white, it was not, they weren't going for it, so they chased him down, cut his hand off, smeared him with honey comb, and you know, the whole lynching basically. I would love to see the story of him in his beginning phases, like maybe call it sweets to the sweet, because that was kind of like his tagline.
Candyman. So sweets to the sweets.
Sweets to the sweet. And maybe just like from the point of, you know, like a dark, not necessarily like a an artistic horror film, like an A24 type of thing, where it starts off kind of with him falling in love with the girl, and then we see, you know, or maybe off screen his murder, and then how they ended up calling him Candyman. Maybe the guys who smeared the honeycomb over him were saying it, you know, in a joking, lighthearted, mocking way, and then he appears after that, and it becomes like this legend Like I would love to see, because how did he come to haunt specifically like Cabrini Green projects in Chicago? How did it, I'm always interested in like how did it start? How did
The
he,
how.
yeah, like what happened? Like how did we get this spirit to come back?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. Like I'm with it. Like we the newer Candyman is definitely in our queue right now. So we do plan it. But since we're getting closer to October, we'll probably get it in the mix. Just off the cuff, just a freestyle when I thought about just a brown sugar. I was back and forth between a prequel and sequel as far as honorable mention, but I'm gonna go sequel because I mean they gave us a little bit of them when they was kids in hip hop, but in this era, I would probably go sequel, and I'm gonna call it dark brown sugar, right? Because everybody knows if you know brown sugar, there's two brown sugars. So this would be dark brown sugar, and it would be more of like their marriage is literally on the rocks, and so their marriage is on the rocks, similar to how hip hop is on the rocks. It's like there's
Mm.
you know what I mean? There's no, I don't feel it anymore. There's no lyricism. It's about the beats. It's about this, but somehow through some breakout artist gives them hope, similar to the original. But in this era, in this day and age, and they're older now, they got kids, they've just grown apart. Something within hip hop would bring them back together in their elder age and their 50 plus. And so that's just lit off the freestyle on the honorable mention, like dark brown sugar. You know
So
what I
they
mean?
would stay together though.
Yeah,
Same.
eventually they're on the rocks where they're contemplating like divorce because they just growing apart and they don't get along. They're not intimate anymore. It's just you just going through the motions. You know what I mean? Like, and this will take place today. So we'd imagine there was good years. So it has to be from that year that it was released to now. We need that, and I'm pulling a little bit from the inspiration from Best Man Holiday. You know what I mean? Just seeing like, okay, when they create that gap, how we get to a surrealism of it. So this to me would be like that type of thing where they finally got together and there was good years, and you might even get flashes of that in pictures, but then you see where they are current day, and the hip hop music is in the background, and that's gonna be a driving force. What's up?
Like it.
What? Because you
I
want them to
don't.
be together?
It already took them so long to really be together. Like, remember, even in the first one, they were already pretty up there in age.
Mm-hmm.
They were in their
They're like 30s.
That's what I mean. I mean, like they've been knowing each other from super young, and I'm like, when y'all finally decided to even just be boyfriend and girlfriend, you're like mid-30s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this will pick up like 20 years of marriage, though.
I know, but I feel like that flame is still flaming, though. I don't feel like it got to fizzle out. I don't feel like they got to grow apart.
They're gonna still stay. They're gonna still be together, though. Like at the end of it, but they're gonna go through these real moments like that. Relationship. You married to? Well, go ahead. What you saying?
No, I get that. I'm saying because he already married Nicole Ari Parker,
Mm-hmm.
so this is his second marriage. Clearly, he married her prematurely, and so now I was about to get married. Obviously, she was Dixon divorced. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear, but her soul was tied to. But yeah, anyway, that's another.
I am Switzerland on this. I can see both sides.
Yeah, the movie will just open where it's like this like love and happiness vibe, like where it's like, oh, it's good, they've shown the years and the calendar is rolling, and then you get to like current day, and it wouldn't even be like this hatred between the two. It would just be these subtleties that all of us that have been in relationships, been married, you can see where the space is, and you're like, oh. They're doing the generic things, like, so you don't have to like it, but that's why it's called dark brown sugar. But again, hip hop is going to be a driving force, and it's they've gotten away from music, they've gotten away from this. Now they're like radio, they've aged up into their content, but it's going to bring them back, and it's going to end on a happy note. But I think that it would be a great. Similar, like I said, similar to Best Man. Like as much as people didn't want to see, we didn't want to see. What was it, Mia? Was it Mia and them? Yeah, And Best Man, wasn't that his Lance?
Lance
Yeah.
Mia?
Yeah.
Yeah, his
We
wife.
didn't want to see Mia die, but that was a part of it. You know what I mean? And we still had to, get with it. So this ain't to that darkness of it, but it is like, hey, they're really in the challenging stage 20 years later. You know what I mean? This ain't Why Did I Get Married Too, but that's off the freestyle, but it's an honorable mention.
Okay.
Anybody got anything else before we get out of here? All right. Fair enough. Because I know how I feel about brown sugar in general anyway, but all right, well, y'all, you know what time it is, man. Y'all send in y'all movies that y'all feel deserve a sequel or prequel. Childishgrownups3@gmail.com or the Childish Grown Ups Show on Instagram. And hopefully y'all enjoying y'all Fridays like we are at this present moment, y'all. But before we get out of here, we got to give the next film review that we're going to get into. Our next rotation is dealer's choice. So that means we all get a personal pick for whatever genre, whatever type of movie, whatever it means to us or doesn't mean, or curiosity that we have for a film. We get to do that. And with that being said, it is on Ash. So with that being said, we do not discuss this prior for those that are new that happen to tap into our podcast. So this is a real-time reaction to whatever the film is that she chooses. So Ash will be first. With that being said, the floor is yours, Ash.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So the movie I have chosen, we're going back to 1993. So a year after I was born. This kid star is cemented in all of our households. And I wanted to switch it up and do the unexpected of me. So I decided to go with the movie The Good Son.
The Good
Macaulay Culkin.
That's crazy. When I say I literally just watched, yesterday, just watched somebody react to that movie for the first time. Like I hadn't seen it in forever, and I literally just watched something with that yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, The Good Son. I've never heard of it.
Really?
These covers, like we used McCullough. The only movies I think about is literally all of the Christmas movies and Richie Rich.
The different one for you.
Oh, and My Girl. Even though I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna watch it.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Shout out to Spike Lee. That's one of his favorites, bro. But yeah, I see this cover and I'm seeing different things, so I'm picking up a vibe. But Ash, how did you come to the conclusion for that movie?
I don't even know. Like I had something else in mind. Switch it up. I was thinking about algorithm and like pick something a little different, There's plenty of sides to me, that I have, but I usually like to stay, with what I like. But I did see this movie. It's been a long time and I haven't seen it in a while. So I do remember it though. So it'd be nice to kind of just watch it again. I wanted to pick something that kind of felt like a press play for me, even though I've seen it versus a rewind. So
wow.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna do really well. Wow.
Isn't Elijah Wood the other kid in this movie?
Yes, Elijah Wood, Wendy Crewson, David Morse, Jacqueline Brooks.
So
yeah,
Mama C's gonna love this.
Wow, I did not see this coming, bro. And it's a psychological thriller. I've never seen this. So just like when we did, crazy enough, when we did Losing Isaiah, I had never seen that movie. So like I told you, like hey, feel free. Like you never seen it, but you had the curiosity. Use this opportunity to watch a movie you never seen before, because you never know where it goes. All right, well, that's our next movie. So y'all get prepared. I'm trying to see where y'all can find it real quick. And Mike started kind of throwing that in the mix, but you can definitely find it. I think it's on YouTube. It's on, Apple TV, Fandango, Amazon Prime. That's probably your best bet, Amazon Prime. Unless y'all deal with cracked websites. Some of these movie covers are crazy. Like some of them that didn't come out at the time. They got one of them that says horror/drama for the genre, and they got this man in red. I'm like, y'all gotta relax. Now I really got to see what's up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna throw it in the chat because this is how crazy they're giving it up. But that is our episode, man. We thank y'all for tuning in again. Y'all want to reach out to us, leave a comment on YouTube, leave a comment on Apple, review. That would help us tremendously. Not only, get to more in the algorithm, but just put us up there for, your nostalgic podcast, your film review podcast. Really need y'all, as well as email us, hit us our Instagram. Just connect with us. We will definitely acknowledge you on air. We don't do it on our TGIF because we like to get straight to the content with these episodes. But with that being said, Mia B, Ash Bash, y'all the dopest. Y'all all that in a bag of chips. If I were to keep it 90s, you know what I'm saying? In a bag of bugles. Nah. But
So are you.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace out.